Hello, everybody. Welcome to the new pre-show.
Gentlemen,
Oh,
how we
Coach
doing?
Joe. Coach Joe's here.
So we're gonna sit here and drink a mighty sweat on the stream.
Oh, what you got? You got a raspberry mango.
I got mango raspberry. Go
Pineapple.
Tigers.
The new pre-show hype. You get to see us during the pre-show now.
Yeah. So
Thanks
How's
to our
your
friends
pineapple?
over at Mighty Swell. I have
Yes.
my hat on. The gentlemen have their drinks.
Joe,
You don't
how's
drink
your-
on Monday nights, or what's the deal, Chris?
What do you mean, rip the pre? This is the pre-show.
This is the pre-show.
I'm going to play the intro video, and Joe's going to do the intro here. I'm just giving you a new addition to the pre-show
Oh.
where you get to see us.
You get to see us on the BS session.
yeah.
Maybe that was the appeal of it, is that they couldn't.
Is it they
see
couldn't see us?
It's lost
Everybody-
its lure.
Everybody thought that
Fair
would have
point.
thought that was going to be Coach O then, but they've seen us. So
Sean, I will use the pre-show here to confirm that, yes, Stone has claimed his jersey.
There goes half the listeners or viewers.
All right.
I don't think that's the case. They're going to stick strong. I can feel it.
anything.
Drop
Anything-
your hot takes, people.
Yes, Joseph.
I also, so speaking of Chris and drinking, we were together for the draft for multiple days, a whole week. And I want people's guesses in the chat as to what Chris Schubert's drink of choice was for the week. What does Chris Schubert like to consume?
This will be fun.
Yeah, let's fill those up. But that
This
was
will be
my
fun.
housekeeping, Chris, for the day.
Okay. There you go. All right. If you guys are ready, I will play the opening video here, and we can get started. Is that cool with you guys?
Let's do
Go
it.
Tigers.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes here on the Draft Dudes live stream presented by Mighty Swell. Had a party over the weekend, and let me tell you what, the Mighty Swells stole the show. Everybody was
Wait a
very
minute. Wait a
interested
minute.
in them.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, what?
I have a question for you, Joe.
Okay.
What is that apparatus around your drink?
Yeah. What is?
Oh, this is a
like
brewmate. If these brewmate, you need to sponsor us because what they do is they keep your Mighty Swells very, very cold for a long period of time. So get yourself a brewmate, and brewmate, get yourself a sponsorship with the Draft Dudes because I would love to promote your products.
So, takes on takes. So get all those in there. And Joe, you have asked the question, and the listeners of the program have responded.
some good guesses in
with
here.
some very good guesses.
Some good
Not
guesses.
one correct guess. I
Not
don't
one
think.
correct guess, but some good
Yeah.
guesses that I will put up here.
So
Sean,
the question is,
Sean,
what was
what are we doing?
right? Yeah,
I mean, come
There's
on.
no. Be Mighty Swell.
right.
Come on. What are we doing here? Now, I do enjoy a good Mountain Dew Code Red,
Of
but
course you do.
what's not drinking
Of
that
course you do.
there? This hurts.
For anybody who's just tuning in, this is questions for Chris Schubert's drink of choice
Yes.
during the draft. What was he consuming?
We have Mango Mai Tai as a
Okay,
guess.
wait a minute. Not during the draft. Like while we were working.
I was drinking bourbon during.
But I
the
wasn't. I
Right.
wasn't
Okay.
drinking until the draft was
Okay.
over. Wasn't until we were done that I started drinking. All right, Joe, do you want to reveal to the listeners what the answer is? The viewers what the answer is?
Yeah, because I don't think they're going to guess it.
No, I don't think they're going to guess it either.
Moscow Mules.
That's right.
I
That
got
is
like a little
correct.
ginger beer.
It's a fantastic.
Oh, there it is.
It's close. It's right on the borderline of maybe
Oh.
being
Bag of
milk.
milk.
Pablo. Great callback. Great callback to like 2 months ago.
All right, so we're going to talk football tonight. It's
Yes, we
takes
are.
on takes. So whatever you have, hot takes about football or whatever, we'd like to interact with you for the next 30 minutes or so. So let's have some fun. Kyle's got his guns out and talk a little ball here on a Monday night.
Don't make
So
it weird.
Whatever.
Make it
So we're using a new. We usually use StreamYard to do the show, and I think I've mentioned this in weeks past. We're at a new. I'm using a new place. Restream is how we're doing this tonight. That's why we have the cool fancy background behind us and everything. So if I lose some takes, I'm going to chop it up to technical difficulties. But I think we're going to be okay here. And Sean,
I cannot scroll.
Yeah,
So-
same.
I can scroll. I'm
Oh,
good.
good.
I can get all.
You're the
takes.
board master then. Phenomenal. I'm just going to
yes.
go full screen and hope for
Yeah,
the best.
no, please go full screen. I've got us from here. I can
Sit
scroll and
back,
see
relax.
everything. This take from Sean: Aziz Ojolari will lead all rookies in sacks.
He will not. I'm gonna tell you right now, he won't. It's not gonna be a thing.
There's a Draft Dudes bet related to rookie sacks, but that is just in the NFC South, I believe. I have that saved somewhere. Yeah, more year one sacks. Joe has Joe Tryon, and Kyle, you have Peyton Turner in that bet.
I like my odds.
So Ojulari, he would have to have more. I think Jalen Phillips is probably the leader in the clubhouse in my mind with Miami. So that's my guess. So I'll say
I would also
Would he
take
pay?
Jalen Phillips.
Pay with the Colts. Yeah, that's another good one too.
He's a little raw as a pass rusher. So I could see him being like a 5.5 in his first year kind of guy.
Fair, but I mean, I'm looking at it from an opportunity standpoint of like what
he'll
guys are going
definitely
to have. He's going to have a ton of opportunities in that defensive scheme
for sure.
to do that. All right, I mean, it's the talk of the day, so we'll do it. This take from Dolphins Craze. Tebow to play tight end is one of the weirdest roster moves we have seen in a while, and I will follow it up with this take from Kyle the Commish that Kyle Krabs will hammer down the yes on Trevor throwing Tebow a touchdown plus 1,500. If those are the odds, I'm going to take those odds.
I think that he's right. It is
good odds.
extremely weird. A quarterback that hasn't played in a game since what was the year?
2012.
It's been 8 years since he stepped foot on a football field.
Yeah, that's really strange. I mean, that's definitely the weirdest move of the offseason. I think with Urban Meyer being the coach of the Jaguars, it becomes a little bit more, oh, yeah, could have saw that coming, right? You're not that surprised. Like if a team that didn't have Urban Meyer as its head coach made the move, it would be even weirder. But yeah, this is definitely strange.
I will take plus 1,500.
I will too.
Do you think he makes a team?
No,
but those odds, I'll take.
It's a great payout to throw $20 on and see what happens. Maybe he makes a team and you get some cheapie down in the red zone. And but yeah, I'm just glad Tim's ego finally came down off of I'm a quarterback only, right? He's like, I'd rather go play baseball than play anything other than quarterback.
It's only because of the coach.
Right. Of course.
It's the only reason why he's willing to put his ego aside is because it's Urban. This take from Ross. Eric Fisher doesn't play a snap for the Colts. He's their starting left tackle.
That would be a disaster. They're giving him $9.5 million, and
he probably won't be ready for the start of the season either.
Sure, but they had to have some level of comfort that he can play for them this year.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a real disaster, man.
I'm gonna pass on that, but I would not be surprised if he misses a significant chunk of the season. They've already said they're not going to rush him along. So,
Matt, I don't hate the conspiracy theory behind this.
Ooh,
I don't hate this.
Coaching what?
Offensive assistant? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's what he would be, right? I mean,
like a quality control coach. They would just have.
Would he do that? Would he want that
again for Urban? Yes.
What? Wouldn't you rather just be like an SEC analyst? I don't know, man.
I don't know. Let's take from Aaron. Every first-round rookie quarterback will wind up starting week one, even Trey Lance.
I'll say no on that.
Take the field, Joe. Don't even have to justify it. Just get back in your old habits. We're back in off-season mode. Just whenever Joe has a questionable take, it involves X or no,
just the
he
field.
Will just say, I'm going to take the field.
Well, I honestly don't think.
I don't think Justin Fields is the starter week one.
He might not be. Mac Jones, I think
unless Cam completely falls apart.
Yeah, they'll give Cam a chance to prove he can't play first, right?
Right.
Well, and this will be fun because we could talk about this on Thursday's stream because I think we're mapped out for the rest of the week for podcast episodes, but I don't even know what day it is today. Wednesday's the schedule release.
Welcome to my world.
So maybe on Thursday we can go through this and kind of talk about where we might see these rookie quarterbacks fall. Maybe that'll be what we do with some Would You Rathers on Thursday because we'll have the schedules. We can pull them up and we can do some maybe an early look at it.
And Chris,
yes,
I'm going to warn you right now. This is your first summer producing Draft Dudes. When playoffpredictors.com.
Let's go. No, I'm
uploads
totally in.
The schedules.
We did it when I first joined. We did playoff predictors a bunch.
We are going to do separately off air our own individual sets. And then we're going to say, okay, here's our way too early blah. And then we'll do it again in training camp and for the preseason. and then we'll do it at the midway point to start
Yep.
doing draft order stuff. It's going to be great, phenomenal. I have missed a very great deal of things over the last 6 months, and playoffpredictors.com is at the very, 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 no, it's at the very top of the list. I love that website. I live for that website.
Our Fritz take Kyle Pitts will not be in the top 3 receiving yards amongst rookies.
Really?
Wow.
I think he's going to be.
I think he's number 1.
Especially because Matt Ryan, he'll throw the
Also,
ball.
who's the coach?
Arthur Smith, tight
Right.
ends.
Well,
Yeah.
loves to-
but there's
What?
an opportunities issue here.
In what way?
You're assuming Julio's on the team, right?
Julio Jones is on the team.
Okay,
Calvin
but
Ridley's on the team. They're going
Those
to
guys
run the
both-
football.
But those guys both get banged up. Each of the last couple of years, they've missed games.
Okay.
It's not like
Kyle
Kyle
Pitt-
Pitts is completely locked out of a spot.
Kyle Pitts has never taken a snap in the NFL before. I just think it's a little crazy to say we're going to assume he's got this big share amongst these 2 established top shelf NFL weapons.
Okay, so which 3? Give us 3 rookies that will have more receiving yards than Pitts that you think you just reasonably could do it.
Rashad Bateman.
I
would not-
Really?
I would
like
not
that
be
one a lot.
surprised if
Yeah.
Rashad
Oh, let's
Bateman
do it.
leads the NFL in rookie receiving yards this year.
Let's put a bet there. Pitts, Bateman,
Done.
more receiving yards. Give me Pitts.
All right, hold
Okay.
on.
Oh, I already see somebody in the comments. Ross agrees with me. Cheers.
I have to put this in our Slack because we won't remember these bets, and I'm saving them. all
Right. So you're going to pin them. You're going to pin them in the
I have
Slack?
them in a bunch of saved items that I'm just keeping
Smart.
track of.
Smart.
We should
So-
make a spreadsheet, you know?
I will at some point. I'm just kind of
Okay.
doing this for
All right.
now.
All right.
While that's going, by the way, I think Jamar Chase is a pretty easy contender for that.
Chase.
I would say Jamar Chase. Yeah.
Because I think he's clearly the number 1 there in Cincinnati, and I like Tyler Boyd, but it's Jamar Chase.
Maybe Elijah Moore. From an
I
opportunities
wasn't-
perspective.
I wasn't going to go there because Jamison Crowder is still on the roster.
No, he's
and
going to be
if-
gone. They're due to pay him, what, $10 million this year?
They have the money. They don't it's not a.
Get him out of here. I
okay.
don't care. I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
This take from Sam. Jaden Daniels has a better chance of being a first rounder in 2022 than JT Daniels. Kyle and I had a Jaden Daniels conversation in Atlanta.
Yeah, he's a fun athlete. I don't know. I like JT Daniels. I know Chris does not like
I do not.
JT
Not a fan.
Daniels. But as of right now, based off what I've seen, very, 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 very surface level, I like JT Daniels as a prospect better than the vast majority of names in this year's class. Interested to start getting my eyes on Malik Willis a little bit. I saw JT O'Sullivan from QB School did like a 30-minute cut up on his game against Virginia Tech. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I'd prefer to watch it myself first and then go back and watch and see what JT has to say. But I'm excited to get eyes on him just because he's a buzzy name, some of the flashes that you see from him. And obviously, I believe he originated at Auburn and then transferred out.
Oh, that'd be a disaster. If that's true, that's a disaster for Auburn. That's sunk
I'm
Gus
working
Malzahn
on
right
it.
there.
I'm working on it.
Wow.
He previously played at Auburn before transferring to Liberty in 2019.
They
chose Bo Nix. This is
Brother.
Justin Fields and Jake
Willis.
Yes.
Willis.
Yep.
Can I read the Wikipedia entry? Willis spent 2017 and 2018 at Auburn and played in 15 games. During the 2 years, he completed 11 of 14 passes for 69 yards with a touchdown and rushed for 309 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Oh boy,
Oops.
Gus Malzahn, Jake Fromdom. You hate to see it.
This
Why?
take from
Because
Montel.
because
Okay,
he's
go
like
ahead.
a lifer Auburn kid, right? Like he
I'll tell
lived
you,
his
man.
whole
Well,
lived his
his
whole
dad-
life dreaming of
Yeah,
playing
his dad-
playing
yeah.
for War Eagle, right? Like, oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
well,
me
good
too.
for you. Can you play?
I can't tell you how many times the first season that he started it wasn't this year, it was last year, in which it just was constant. Like Bo Nix's dad played here.
Right.
This was his dream. And I got the video package just on a week. It's the same video package on a weekly basis, just played over and over and over again. He stinks. I lost a good amount of money betting on Auburn, and it didn't work out very well.
Well, you know what made me the most mad? The most mad about Bo Nix? For all of the underwhelming performances that he had. If I didn't have the biggest money in the 2019 season on that Oregon-Auburn game week 1, in which Oregon blew it late, and Bo Nix had like some horribly placed seam or corner or whatever it was, and it was just so badly underthrown that the Oregon defender had zero chance to get his eyes back and find it, and he overran it by 15 yards on the game-winning touchdown.
This take from Vontel. Matt Stafford is under the most pressure out of every player in the league.
Wow. That's significant.
I'm curious if it's because the expectation, the success that LA has had and what they paid to get him, Vontel. I know you're going to be active in the comments. So if you can, while we're still talking through this, let us know if that's your thought process. I think that would help give us some context. But I'm trying to think of other names, Joe, who may warrant consideration here.
I think it's interesting to think of the other names, but with Stafford specifically, I recognize the idea that there's pressure on him. I guess I just don't have any nervousness that he's not going to be just fine. If he's healthy, there's no doubt in my mind that he could be a high-level quarterback for that football team. And McVay hasn't had a quarterback like him. Stafford hasn't had a situation like this. I think it's going to work.
I mean, maybe from the term player, I would agree. But there are teams and coaches and situations that I think are more pressure than the Rams.
I would agree with that.
Well, Kyle Kamish has a good one there. Carson Wentz, coming off of. I mean,
is he under pressure or are the Colts under pressure? See, that's the difference there.
Why is that different for Stafford?
Because Stafford, when he got traded, was playing at a good level. There's this idea that the Colts can recalibrate and rekindle the magic with Wentz. The Rams are getting Stafford because they think he's the guy that takes them over the top.
And they gave up 2 first-round picks for that.
And the Colts have to recalibrate first before the idea of they're a Super Bowl contender. I think we all think their roster's there, but it's Wentz is I don't know. I think there's a difference between the two.
What about Daniel Jones?
I was going to bring him up. Because I think if he stinks this year, Gettleman's gone. They're doing this all over again.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of jobs riding on him, and he was the number 6 overall pick, and it was maligned at the time. And
I think Derek Carr and Gruden in Las Vegas is another one because I think if they don't make the playoffs, Gruden's on the hot seat, and
I think with an organization with cash flow issues is going to pay Gruden for $60 million over the next 6 years to not coach for him.
That's why
we're gonna have to get a Jim Tom Sewell to carry them through.
Where's Sam? Sam, can you work on the off season for the Raiders, please, for us? Joe, can we talk about the tweet that you put out today that I thought was very interesting? Not really kind of could be a little takey, but I enjoyed your tweet today that I'm going to read now on Twitter. Sure. From the end of the 2020 season until right now, which NFL team has most favorably changed your outlook for them? Joe put this out on Twitter. Didn't get any response. I quote tweeted and everything. I didn't get any response from my friend on my answer. But
yeah, shortly after I
posted that.
Baby woke up for the nap and I was kind of tied up for a while. But I read a lot of the responses. The Washington football team was far and away.
That was my answer.
Yeah, the answer.
It's the correct answer.
Yeah, it's man.
Yeah, because it's Fitz, it's William Jackson, it's Curtis Samuel. It's a lot of young players entering year 2, like Antonio Gibson and Chase Young. Yeah, I think their linebacker situation's better. To me, they're the favorites to win that division and do it with a winning record.
I was hoping you were going to put this one.
I mean, I can't avoid a take like this. Are you kidding me? Wheels Real Football Talk. Jacksonville is more likely to win their division than Pittsburgh.
So, Joe, we just got done doing the AFC South yesterday. We said this is a roster that doesn't look as bad as what maybe we thought it did at the beginning of the offseason. They've done some nice things. But I guess Pittsburgh's defense is so high level.
Okay. Let's work through this in the South. Jacksonville. Yep. They could be better than Houston. They should be better than Houston this year, right?
That would be music to my ears.
Okay. Tennessee. That would be a major regression, right? Major regression. In Indianapolis, you could see things not working out with Wentz, right? And them just being a bad football team. So they really have
define bad.
If Wentz plays like he did last year, you can't win. You can't have a 500 football team. You can't mathematically anymore with the 17-game schedule, but I don't think you could touch 8 or 9 wins. If Wentz plays like he did last year, there's no way. You're a 4 or 5 win team tops.
Where are we on this Tennessee team?
I have no idea what to think of Tennessee right now.
And that's where I'm at, and that's the problem, right?
So then you look at Pittsburgh, who has to get through Cleveland and Baltimore. Jacksonville might have a better, like more obvious path, a more clear path to do this.
Okay, let's do it this way, right? In the division, Pittsburgh's going to have a tougher time with Cincinnati than Jacksonville will have with Houston.
Absolutely.
What's the
Oh, no, I'm sorry. The other way around. Say that again, Chris.
Pittsburgh is going to have a tougher time beating Cincinnati twice a year than Jacksonville is going to beat Houston twice a year.
I think so.
I mean, I think Cincinnati's a much better football team.
I don't want to say anything reckless off the cuff here because the last time we did a live stream, somebody got mad that we got a fact wrong on the live stream. So give me a moment.
Okay. What are you searching?
Tell you in a minute.
He wants to make sure it's right,
twisting
Chris.
in the wind. That's correct. Okay. So Cincinnati won the last time they played Pittsburgh 27-17, right? It was part of Pittsburgh's wheels fall off the bus thing at the end of the year.
And they didn't even have Burrow. Did Burrow play in that game?
When's the last time Cincinnati won before that?
Is the question here, is Cincinnati or Houston a better football team? The answer is Cincinnati, man, right?
Yeah,
like, for real.
Yes, they are. But I think Pittsburgh, I think you guys are grossly underestimating the value of coaching. The answer was 2015, by the way. But Pittsburgh's coaching is well established as much better than what Jacksonville has at this point in time. They have an elite defense.
I think that's a fair way to look at it. I think they've taken some hits when it comes to edge rusher and at corner with no Mike Hilton and no Steven Nelson, relying on Justin Lane.
I'm talking
CB2.
I'm talking about Jacksonville coaching versus Pittsburgh coaching. We're not talking about the Texans anymore.
I was talking about Pittsburgh's defense.
No, I said Tell because I'm talking to Tell in the comments.
Comments. Sorry.
So your name's not Tell. Yeah.
The comments had kind of fired back a little bit, so Kyle was
Gotcha. Okay.
Kyle was not having it. This one from Andrew here. Chris Olave will be wide receiver 1 next year after going back to school this year. I don't think he's wide receiver 1 right now.
Who's in that conversation? George Pickens.
I love George Pickens.
Injury,
he's injured.
Yeah.
I know, but
I don't think Justin Ross is that type of guy.
No,
I don't think he is either.
Right.
There were some takes about Justin Ross in the earlier in the show that I didn't get to.
I don't know, guys. Well, I watched him when he's healthy. He didn't look like a first round pick to me.
Yeah, I defer to you. You're the ACC guy, right? So you watched him more than most of us.
Yeah, it wasn't a big.
I see Garrett Wilson in the comments. Chris Olave is comfortably better than Garrett Wilson, in my opinion.
Yeah, Mechie's another big name. I need to watch more of him to know, so.
Yeah, and we were really busy watching all 10 other starters offensively for Alabama. It felt like this year.
just a little busy with some other stuff.
Eager to not watch Alabama for 5 seconds.
I put this take up, or I put this comment up at the risk of completely derailing the last 5 minutes of the show, but I can't let this slip because it's just so wrong. But Vontel says, also a little off topic, but I don't get how you guys think Pete Carroll is overrated, but Tomlin is good. Both overrated, by the way. How on earth can you tell me that Mike Tomlin is overrated as a coach? He's never had a losing season.
But that's also unfair to say you guys, because I'm the only one here that says Pete Carroll is overrated.
Correct.
Kyle doesn't own that take. Chris doesn't own that take. I do. And we all love Tomlin. I think we can all agree there.
By the way, I think Tomlin is underrated as a coach.
I think that's true. Yeah.
I think Tomlin gets flack for game management type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But we saw what happened with Antonio Brown, right? When he left and all the things that were going on in the locker room there. I don't think Mike gets enough credit for how long he kept that nucleus together in Pittsburgh without any issues that were public, or they kept everything in house.
A lot of love for my Pete Carroll overrated take in
it's whatever.
The comments. I see you didn't want to put any of those up there. As the producer here.
Listen, now this take I'll put up. Love to see takes like this.
Woo!
Love to see. Takes
I am
like
all
this.
the way out on this take.
No, why?
No, why would you be in on this take, Shub? Now, go ahead.
Be realistic.
Tell us why he's going to have a better fantasy season than Najee Harris or even Javonte Williams or heck,
Travis
Travis
Etienne.
Etienne. I'll put
That's
them all
third,
in there.
That's third down back Travis Etienne to you. So
Right,
can't really
okay.
get all those opportunities when he's a third down back.
Sure.
No, I don't think he's going to be number one. I certainly love the position that he's in. Not just because he's on my team. I just think he's going to have the opportunity to very quickly become the starter.
Well, Michael P. Ryan. I'm a dynasty fantasy owner of Michael
What are
P.
you,
Ryan.
what are you going to come at me with Ty Johnson and Tevin Coleman next? Is that what you're going to?
Oh, we don't talk about Ty Johnson on this. Oh boy.
What is
fill you in.
what is this? What is just because you're near Seattle it's
that
like
makes him more
Leave Matt
qualified.
alone. Leave Matt
Yeah,
alone.
I'm
he's
sorry,
more
Matt, but
qualified.
that's just what does that
He
mean?
knows the ins and outs. He's in the community. He's in it. He knows.
I'll try to find one more take here for us. This show
Give us
flew
a good
today.
take. Yeah, give us a
Yeah,
good
all these
take.
good Pete Carroll takes. I'm loving them. One after
Not-
the other.
I'm not going to do any. Not going to do any Pete Carroll takes.
No.
Love this. Take the rails fall off the Cliff Kingsbury train in Arizona, and he gets the axe this year.
What? So
Can the rails fall off of a train that are already derailed?
That's the question I have for you, Chris. What does Cliff Kingsbury have to do this year to be back in 2022?
He has to make the playoffs.
You
Then
don't
he's
think
gone.
they can do it? You don't think he can do it?
I don't think they can do it. No.
Okay.
How are they a better football team than they were a year ago?
Well, you don't. I think that answer is pretty clear, right?
They added JJ Watt.
They got better players this year, right? There's a
Do they?
better roster.
Do they? Is their
Who do
secondary
they
better?
didn't lose anything. What do
Patrick
they lose?
Peterson's gone. Hassan
Pat
Reddick's
Peterson,
gone.
Hassan
Peterson's-
Reddick.
Bad player. Reddick, yeah.
And they've decided to replace Hassan Reddick with J.J. Watt and Zaven Collins. Zaven Collins, who doesn't really fit what they're trying to do, and J.J. Watt, who doesn't stay on the field. And no offense to J.J. Watt. I love J.J. Watt, the person. Love J.J. Watt, the player. But they upgraded at center. Great.
that
They still have
division's
the
better,
right?
right?
Side of their offensive line is abysmal. They couldn't
That-
beat San Francisco, who
Right.
played Nick Mullins at the end of the season.
So San Francisco's better, right? They're going to be better this year. The Rams
Yep.
should be better.
With a better
They're going to be.
quarterback.
They're going to need 3 teams from the West to go to the playoffs if they're going to have a chance.
And here's the other problem I have with it. Look at who they played last year. No offense to any of the teams and players I'm about to mention, but they couldn't beat the Rams in the final game of the season with Arizona Hot Shots legend John Wolford playing. They couldn't beat the 49ers with Nick Mullins. They couldn't beat Tua in his second start with the Cardinals coming off of a bye. Like, they couldn't win that football game. They couldn't. I mean, they barely
They
got by
should
the
have won
Jets.
that football game, but it comes back to Cliff Kingsbury not being a good head coach because
Right.
the way the end of that game was managed from Arizona's perspective was a nightmare.
Correct. They lost to New England because of his poor coaching decisions. Not to bring up a sour note, Joe, but one of their biggest wins of the season is a miraculous play that you cannot count on in every season happening.
Yeah, that's there's no nerve struck with that. That's fine. Here's how Arizona gets to the
I hate
playoffs.
to see it.
Here's how they get to the playoffs. Go through the NFC. Who are the playoff locks right now? Tampa, Green Bay. If Aaron Rodgers is back,
I think
Seattle?
Washington's a lock. But,
okay. There's 4 teams. I still got 3 more spots in a 7-team field.
okay. And do you not think?
Rams 5.
Okay.
I have
San
2 more
Francisco?
spots available.
San Francisco.
Why?
Okay, Joe, hold on though. San Francisco's a better team, right?
No,
Then
how are they
Arizona.
not
How
a
do we
good
know?
football team? They were completely injured last year, and I think the three of us
They're
are all in
completely
agreement.
injured every year.
Right, but they weren't 2 years ago when they went to the Super Bowl,
Okay. Well, now we have.
and they upgraded a quarterback.
I'm not going to sit here and say comfortably without beyond a shadow of a doubt that San Francisco is in over that. But if you want to, I still have a spot open. Who's going in? Dallas?
Is Chicago a better team than Arizona?
There's
They
no
were
way you
last
can know
year.
that.
They made the playoffs.
They're in the same conversation to me.
But in a division that's has more easily gettable wins, they get to play Detroit twice a year. They get to play Minnesota twice a year.
I'm just saying that's the path for Arizona, right?
Right.
It's
You
not
asked
like
me what needed to be done, and I think they need to make the playoffs. And I think they are at best the third best team in that division. That is a big
That's
uphill
correct.
mountain to climb.
Is it out of the realm of possibility that 3 teams in the NFC West could go to the playoffs this year?
It is not out of the realm of possibility. No.
So if that happens, they're in.
If they're the
They
third
could be
team,
better
yes.
than whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting it. I'm just saying it's like It's not like it's a stacked NFC where there's no room for the Arizona
No,
Cardinals.
but like if you're like I think Dallas, if Dak is healthy, is a better football team. I think Chicago's a better football team. I think it's really nobody else in the NFC South that I.
It's too crowded of a field for you to have bad coaching. You
Right.
can't luck your way into it with bad coaching in a crowded field that's going to have 5, 6, 7 teams all jostling for 3 spots.
Like you're asking me to trust a guy who has not been able to manage a game well in either of the 2 seasons he's been a coach.
I've been critical of Cliff every step of the way. I'm not backing off. But I think it's somewhat possible that they could get to the playoffs this year.
Joe, let me ask
Somewhat.
you this. I'm going to ask both of you this question as we get ready to go off.
Okay.
Schedule release is Wednesday.
Yep, tomorrow. Not tomorrow.
Wednesday.
Not tomorrow. No.
Today's Monday. Yeah.
Today's a day that ends in Y, though, Joe, so you were close.
Yeah, thank you.
Team that has the most primetime games and teams that have the least primetime games.
The Bucks, Chiefs.
I think the Rams have a good amount.
The Rams. Okay.
Yeah, Rams had, I think, 5 last year, which was tied for the most.
And they're a better football team than they were a year ago. But I think the Bucks probably have the most. I think they're going to try to do this thing where like Dallas is back with Dak and they'll get some games.
I think the Bills are going to have 5 primetime games, and that's going to piss me off.
Oh, and you had 4 last year, which was like the most you've had in forever.
Yeah, and I listened to a podcast with the schedule guy on there, like who makes the schedule for the NFL, and he talked about the Bills as no longer being the team that's invited to the party, right? Like if the Bills were playing New England or Dallas in the past on a primetime game,
People are watching
It
it
was
for
the New
Buffalo.
England
They're
game.
not watching it. Yeah.
so they're the anchor team now, where other teams are invited to play them.
I think
And
the
they're a big draw. I think they're going to have 5.
I think the Texans, Lions, and Jets are probably in your consideration for the bottom.
The Jets will get on just because they're New York market. That market will get them at least 2, I think. Zach
Lions-
Wilson, rookie
Lions are
quarterback.
out.
But remember, guys, we can flex now. Late in the
Right,
season,
but at least
Monday night can be
originally
flexed.
scheduled. Yeah.
So
Yeah, Lions aren't going to have any.
Houston, 0.
Yeah, Houston won't.
Oh,
Goose egg.
yeah, no,
yeah. The Houston's you're going to play at 1 or 4 every Sunday, and you should enjoy that.
Well, you'll get one Thursday night.
Do you have to? Is that a requirement?
They just love to do like Texans Jags on Thursday night or something.
Yeah, I
Texans,
don't-
Well, no, they
Vikings.
got a Thanksgiving game. So there's your Thursday game.
The Texans
Sign
play every
me
year
up.
on
Where
Thanksgiving?
are we
Oh,
putting
no,
this game?
excuse me. I'm thinking of Detroit.
Where are
Yeah,
we putting this game?
That's an interesting game because you're getting Wilson versus Lawrence. Give us that in the first 5 weeks of the season. Like week 3.
I think they'll put it later so they guarantee that they're playing all right.
But like if they're 2 bad teams, you got to have it within the first 4 or 5 weeks, I think.
Mid-season.
So I think this used to be a thing where everybody gets one, but now they can flex Monday night. Late, like
Right.
after
Are they-
week 12, they can flex Monday night. So like if that was your spot, like week 12 and on, and you're like Houston, like sorry, you're getting flexed out of that spot.
Who's the best team that will get shafted
Baltimore.
Cleveland.
on primetime? Baltimore I think Cleveland's a good answer. Baltimore, I think, had 4 last year. And I'm expecting similar things from them from a record perspective, but
Washington.
Ooh, that's another good one.
NFC East, though, the league has
no,
a
they'll-
thing for
yeah,
them.
because Philadelphia, New York, and Dallas are all massive markets.
Is
so
this
they'll
show
all get big play.
is this show firmly planting themselves in the Washington bandwagon?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to
and
make sure.
especially Kyle and I both have gotten burned by friggin' Dallas the last 2 years. Like we went all in saying they were like a 13-win team and then like an 11-win team, and then they pooped their pants both seasons. And so Dallas is going to have to show me something before I believe in them again.
Well, and that defense is
Still
a
bad.
disaster right now.
Still bad.
You texted me the other day. It was like, listen, look at all they've invested and look at how not good this still is. So maybe they'll surprise, but they've got a ton of young guys, new system. That could get ugly. We done here?
I mean, if we can keep going if you want, but if you want to be done, we can be done.
we could always keep going, but
Right.
we're like Seinfeld. You got to end too early instead of too
Sure.
late. You know, you got to go
Sure.
end on a high note like Costanza. and make your one good joke for the day and get out of here. So we're done for the day. Appreciate everybody who tuned in. We had great listenership today, great comments. We're popping off. It's always great to see you guys, interact with you Mondays and Thursdays on the YouTube channel. Kyle Krabs, Joe Marino, Chris Schubert, the Draft Dudes live stream brought to you by our friends at Mighty Swell. We hope you have a Mighty Swell night.